Cloud has been taken over by Somalis.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the Somali takeover?
Get out.
I don't know.
You don't want him here?
I mean, we can't.
I'm fine with them. It's just that, like, it's like overpopulating.
Do you feel like they're going to eventually overpopulate the Americans here?
Yeah, they definitely will.
And did you guys...
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the show. What up, though? Let me give myself a round of applause. Another round of applause for God, you feel me? So welcome to Changing Narratives, news with changing narratives. And today we're reacting to the Somalia group that's in Minnesota, man. We're hearing about these migrants and how they protesting and going against basically violent protests like in New York that we just seen. We seen the one that's in that's going on in Oregon, DC, North Carolina, LA, Chicago. So now you could tell things finna get heated in Minnesota after what just happened with Trump and what he said and all that stuff. So we're gonna dig right into it, man. This in Minnesota, man. It's a lot of migrants, Somalians. They got their whole community out there, man. So let's dig into the news and see what they're talking about, and then we're gonna get my input after the video.
Tonight that is hitting hard in Minnesota. President Trump has strong words for Somali immigrants in the United States. He says they are too reliant on the U.S. social safety net and wants them to go back to their country. Those are his words. Now, Trump focused on Minnesota at a cabinet meeting in Washington, D.C. today.
And they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country is no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too.
Well, Minnesota has the largest Somali population in the United States. We are talking about nearly 80,000 people here.
See, the one thing about Trump that I can't lie is that he's brutally honest. And what I'm learning out today in the world, that a lot of people, they can't handle when somebody brutally honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might not be the right thing to say, but he's not lying. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have thick skin, man, because it do stink over there. I mean, I go to the gym and I be seeing some Indian people and stuff be in the gym and be musty as crazy because that's their culture. They don't believe in putting deodorant on. Some Arabics like that too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the honest truth, you know?
Here. And this conversation coming to a head this afternoon. So the mayors of Minneapolis and also St. Paul, the Minneapolis police chief, and a Minneapolis council member all holding a news conference today. They addressed immigration enforcement reports and now panic in the Somali community. Meanwhile, one of our photographers actually caught some men being questioned and also asked for their IDs by what they say was ICE. Fox 9's Rob Olson has been following this story for us today. So, Rob, you were at that news conference that happened just a few hours ago. This really has the Somali community on edge.
They on their way for sure.
What's to come.
They definitely on their way.
Especially after hearing what the president had to say. Some of that we just listened to.
Yeah, and that's exactly the message that we heard today is, between the reports in various national publications, the New York Times, CNN, others today, that there is a targeted crackdown here, and reports from the community that have seen increased ICE activity in the community over the last couple of days. You know, City Council member Jamal Osman said that his community, he's hearing from a lot of people that they're afraid, and the Minneapolis police chief saying the same thing. They're getting that same feedback. And the mayors, as you mentioned, both Minneapolis and St. Paul mayors here, stressing that of the 80,000 or so Somali Americans in Minnesota, a vast majority are here legally, either going through the legal process of, their legal residents or citizens. But again, these reports bubbling up, and now this too, the Minneapolis police chief mentioning too, that they're hearing a lot of this from the community.
It's hard to believe 80,000 of them is here legally. That's hard to believe. 80,000? 80,000. Y'all remember where all them people was coming over here through the border? Through the border. I'm I'm gonna show people. I'll show y'all in a minute. 80,000 ain't come over here legit. I just don't believe that.
But because I have been concerned, both over the weekend, we've been getting reports, increased reports of immigration-related activity from members in our community. We can't verify that, but we know people in the community are heightened.
Due process will be violated. Mistakes will be made. And let's be clear, it means that American citizens will be detained for no other reason than the fact that they look like they are Somali. That is not now and will never be a legitimate reason.
Yeah, and that is the fear again, is that even though this is targeting people who are here illegally, they're worried that legal citizens, legal residents will be swept up. This is what we saw. Our photographer, Russ Wiesman, caught this at Nicollet Lake in Minneapolis this afternoon. A couple of Somali American men. One of them told us he's a citizen who's been here for 25 years, being questioned by federal agents. They didn't even know why they were being stopped, but produced their passport, etc., to talk to them before they left after we got there. Here's what they had to say.
They asked me, have you been interviewed or what? I said, no, I haven't been interviewed. They said they're going to take interview and soon as you come, they said it's going to be hot, so they just run off. They took it off. Because of you guys, they just, they didn't want you to involve with it.
Yeah, and again, there are reports over the last couple of days in the community seeing additional activity here. And, this is where the mayors and the council, the chief too, all stressing that the community know their rights here. Again, legal citizens should know their rights and know who to contact in the case of being interviewed at all by any federal agents. But unknown exactly how many are here and when they're arriving, how many have already arrived, because there's no communication between federal authorities and local authorities when it comes to this issue.
Yeah, Rob, they talked about knowing your rights quite a bit today. Also, Chief O'Hara is saying that he's been concerned. He has spoken at every roll call in the past 24 hours, specifically because of this. Do you know what prompted that specifically, and what did he have to say about that?
Well, he said that was prompted by reports from the community over the last couple of days about increased activity, and knowing that this could potentially be coming here, and then certainly today, but over the last 24 hours, speaking at roll calls, again, reminding Minneapolis police officers that they do not take part in immigration enforcement, reminding them of the interactions that they should have with the public and with federal agents, reminding them that federal agents can't give them orders. Any orders must come from Minneapolis Police Department, their leadership here, directly from them, not through federal agencies. So that's kind of what he's told them. And also, again, urging that, the First Amendment response, people that want to show up and protest or demonstrate or voice their opinions, they welcome that. They say they will protect that. But again, asking it stay nonviolent, because then they do respond.
Let me see what the mayor had to say.
He doesn't want Somalis in the U.S. and wants them.
So before we go there, so I know y'all remember this. I gotta show y'all. Look at this. All these is migrants. Y'all don't remember that? Y'all remember that right before the election when Joe Biden was in? Look at all of these people. Millions of people. Y'all remember this? Coming over here illegal. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't understand. And see, people see pictures of these kids and they be like, oh, that's sad, whatever, like that. The sins always fall back on the parents. You feel what I'm saying? The parents, I feel bad for the kids too when I see them pictures. It do look sad. It do. But what would they do to you if you and your kid was at the Canada border sneaking in? Do you think they're gonna have sympathy? No, they're gonna be like, get back over to the US. You feel me? Like, that's what it is. So we got to follow the rules no matter how it looks. What's the rules? What's right? What's wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get out of our feelings about that. If you over here illegal, you have to go back. So this the mayor in Minneapolis at the Trump speech that y'all just saw when he called him dirty and all that. I guess he wanted to fire back at Trump. So I'm gonna see what he got to say.
Go back to their homeland. What's your response directly to him?
He's wrong, and we want them here. Somali people have been an extraordinary benefit. I'll say it again. Somali people have been a benefit to our city for longer than I have been in our city. They have started businesses and created jobs. They have added to the cultural fabric of what Minneapolis is. They were welcoming to me when I first came out to Minneapolis. In fact, they were one of the first groups that I myself got to know. To, again, villainize an entire group is ridiculous under any circumstances. And the way that Donald Trump is consistently doing it, I think calls into question major constitutional violations. And it certainly violates the moral fabric of what we stand by in this country as Americans. I've heard recently some of the comments that Donald Trump has made. I've heard commentary that a number of people around this country are making about our Somali community as a whole, holding them at fault for the actions of a few. The perpetrators of any form of crime should be held accountable in the United States, regardless of what ethnicity, religion, or background you come from, period. And whole communities aren't then held accountable, though, for the actions of a few. I'm Jewish, but when Bernie Madoff was committing all sorts of financial crimes, nobody held me accountable for them. I don't know if Ted Kaczynski is Polish or not, but regardless, if he is, nobody held a whole bunch of Polish people accountable for what Ted Kaczynski did. I could give 13 more examples. But the bottom line is that we have a justice system in this country. This justice system relies on due process. It's a justice system that we abide by. We have a constitution in this country. And for those that claim to be constitutional scholars, you can't throw that constitution out when it doesn't benefit your interest or doesn't hate on the groups that you hate. That's what we're seeing a lot of right now.
Yeah, so there you have it, man. He trying to clap back at Trump for what Trump said. Now, I know it sounds harsh to say we don't want them here. I know it sounds. I ain't going. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. But I want to, before we leave, I want to do this. Nick Shirley, y'all know who Nick Shirley is. He's the content creator. He boots on the ground. He always go to all these places and provide us with content. So I want to shout him out. He actually did one in Minnesota, and he was talking about how they taking over with their culture, with their religious beliefs, and it is kind of seeming like it's a Muslim takeover or whatever. So I'm gonna show y'all this video and do some reaction to it.
Here in the United States, it's the fastest growing religion across America, and it's nearly doubled in size over the past 2 decades. Muslims aren't just outpacing the nation in birth rates, they're also out-converting Christians. Nearly a quarter of all U.S. Muslims are converts, and most of them used to be Christians. While Christian churches are losing members, mosques are gaining members, and they're keeping them. And today I'm here in Minnesota, home to one of the largest Muslim populations in all of America, to witness the rise firsthand. I'll be speaking with Muslims, Christian Americans, all Americans, entering in the mosque, asking the questions you guys want answered, from 9/11 to Sharia law, everything in between. There are no questions that are off the table for this video. And now let's hit the streets and see what's happening. And to see the rise of Islam firsthand, we head to Cedar Riverside in Minneapolis to see how much the Islam community has grown inside of this community inside of America. And why do you think so many people are converting to Islam here? It's the #1 growing religion here in the United States.
Well, it's not only the growing, it's the fastest growing religion in the world. And no one can stop it. It looks like it is the best and the final religion to humanity. So If you don't accept it, that's up to you.
Islam is the #1 growing religion here in the United States.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is so?
Because of the great influx, number one, of the immigrants that we had.
While we were inside of Cedar Riverside, we actually met a lady who had left the Islam faith. So are you Muslim woman or no?
I'm not. My parent was Muslim.
How come you left Islam?
Because they control me. They control my clothes, and it's not good.
Do you think women are suppressed?
Yes, of course, they breast. It's not. They don't want it, but we female, they're afraid to get killed. So that's why they wear hijab. They wear big
Look at the
clothes.
people in the background.
I
Yeah,
don't
see?
want clothes. You have to tell President Trump. You have to tell me a message. Females, they have this United States. They have freedom. They can wear whatever they wanted. But Islamic, they breast females.
So if you're a woman in Afghanistan and you don't wear the hijab,
They kill you. They don't want you if you don't wear hijab. Even me, I wear this because they don't want me to wear a pant. Yeah.
really?
I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm afraid. That's why I wear this.
And why do you think Islam is the largest growing religion here in the United States right now?
Because of our Quran. Our Quran, our book never changes. It's one book,
Ah!
one language,
People don't read.
one religion. There's Islam in all over the world.
Do you think Islam will eventually overtake Christianity here in the United States?
Worldwide, not just United States. We have people converting every day.
And what leads a Christian man to convert to Islam?
When they read the Quran and they find the truth, and they read it in English, and they see how peaceful Islam is.
And kill the police wherever you find them and capture them.
And could you shake a man's hand?
No,
Do you find that interesting that women can't shake other men's hands?
no, I don't find that interesting.
Yeah.
I kept going because I wanted to speak with some more of the elders here to see if they could share their story about coming here from Somalia and how they've seen the rise firsthand. However, none of them spoke English. What happened on 9/11?
speak
Or those
English.
you'll say,
Look at this, man.
yeah, it's the #1 converting religion.
Rise of Islam.
I'm gonna do a separate video on this.
I wouldn't show his face.
I'm gonna do a separate video on this because this is interesting. And my thing is, people that is Muslim, they don't read. The same way you got Christians that don't read their Bibles. Nobody read. People just proclaiming to be something, but don't nobody read. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't read and you just going off of tradition, I think we need to get rid of traditions in general. Like, traditions was good back in the day. These traditions nowadays is terrible, man. It's terrible. You gotta read, man. Just read. It ain't no diss song. It's a real song. You got to read your Bible, read your Quran. You know what I'm saying? And put two and two together. Use your brain. You feel me? And it leads you to the right one. Don't go off of what people seeing. Like, it's a lot of black rappers turning Muslim because of Muslims in prison and all that stuff. Like, it's a trend, and people is doing this off a trend. They not reading what's in there. They listening to man more than they listening and learning scripture. You feel what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like the video so I can stay in the algorithm, man. Subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I'm bringing y'all news all around the world. Today was covering Somalia's takeover with the Muslim community all taking over Minneapolis, man. 80,000 of them things in there. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out. Peace.